Good afternoon. It's afternoon, it's not morning like my usual episodes. It's really overcast today here, and I'm just going to go out today and explore the city. I need to get some lunch soon. Spent the entire morning in the hostel. It's sort of cold out today. I've got my coat on. It's like 55 degrees at noon here, and so a little bit cool for me. I usually prefer it to be a little bit warmer. It might rain today, so I'm hoping to make it to the downtown area, explore down there, and get back before the rain sets in. So that's the plan for today, and we'll just have to see how things go, how it progresses. I've reached the Central Plaza here in Skopje. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing the name right. But here in the Central Plaza there's an amazing fountain and this giant statue of a guy on a horse. And it's surrounded by lion statues. And then on the perimeter of this circle here they have seated statues, various individuals. It's very, very interesting. My understanding that there's a lot of controversy around these statues and the artwork that's been produced here. And most of it has been produced in the last 10 years here by the political party that's in power. It's the Red Party that has approved the financing for all of this artwork and statues. And so the controversy is on 3 or 4 different areas as I understand it. One is the expense that's put into these statues rather than into the infrastructure of the country and of the city, into building better highways, better water systems, better power systems, all these other things that they're putting so much money into making this a tourist attraction. And it is an attractive tourist attraction for someone to want to come here because it's interesting to see. Number 2 is that all these statues that are created, at least the majority of them, are not historic in nature related to this particular country of Macedonia. That many of these statues are borrowed from other cultures, other places, and are not really appropriate for this particular city or this particular nation. So people are opposed to that on that particular scale, that these are reproductions of ancient artworks from other cultures, other places that are not appropriate here. And then lastly, the third reason is the opposition party, which is the Blue Party, is basically promoting anything that opposes actions and things done by the Red Party that's in power. So that's my understanding of what's going on. So that's sort of all mixed into one big mess for the situation surrounding the artwork that's here. And lastly, there was a movement called the Color Revolution, as I understand it, which was to oppose the artwork that's been done by taking paintballs and throwing them at the artwork that's here. And so some of the artwork you'll see is covered in paint. It's very, very interesting to see how all of this developed, and it's a very complex situation. And as a tourist, I don't completely understand everything that's going on, but it is a very, very fascinating situation. I had a very fascinating experience with the man that was standing next to me as I was giving the commentary about all of the artwork here. As soon as I finished the video, he basically confronted me and said that he's former KGB and that Trump is awesome and Hillary Clinton is evil and she's a snake. And he claimed that he was wounded in the war, and he claims the Americans financed opposition to Macedonia. I don't know much about the political situation or history here, other than what I'm learning as I travel, and so I told him I don't know anything about the situation. I don't know anything about funding of the war or how it developed. I'm just here as a tourist, and I'm interested in the artwork in this city and learning about the culture. But he was very forceful, and then at the end he was asking me for money to pay for his food for his lunch. So it's a fascinating situation. Up ahead is an archway very similar to what you might see in the center of Paris with the main archway there. But you can see the paintball and paint all along the edges of this large installation, which I'm assuming is new and has been built by the Red Party. I'm standing out on a bridge that has multiple statues. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, about 28 to 30 statues out here on the bridge. I apologize for the wind noise if there is any. I'm trying to shelter the camera from the wind up here, but there's a little bit of a breeze. So this bridge, of course, is new construction. All the statues are new, and it is right over a river here, which is flowing through the city. And then on the river they've constructed these concrete artificial boats that are actually restaurants. This boat over here is a finished boat, which is a restaurant, and then on the opposite side over here is one that's under construction. And I've been told that there's going to be a total of 5 boats that are going to be constructed through this area as restaurants, where you can go out and sort of sit on the deck of the boat and eat in this restaurant, sort of a tourist attraction. So it seems that there's quite a bit of effort that's being put into construction here in the city to make this a desirable tourist destination. Just coming off the stone bridge back here and past this elaborate fountain is another big fountain here, sort of done in a Greek style. There is supposed to be a bazaar back here, a shopping area where you can also get some great food. So I'm going to go explore that area. Behind me you see the bazaar that's really aimed towards tourists, and so this area back here they're selling primarily towards tourists with the jacked up prices, and over here on the other side is the bazaar for the locals, where you'll find things that you actually need, like kitchenware, clothing, shoes, toys, bathroom items, kitchen items, things like that. So it's interesting that the two exist side by side, and they're just divided by this little archway here. I think I'm about done here at the bazaar in the downtown area. I'm going to head back to the hostel. It looks a little overcast, might rain here in a little while. So I'm going to head back, take a nap, do a little bit of work online, and then see how the weather's looking, whether I come back out today or not. Might just stay in and take it easy, read a book or something like that. That's all I have for today and for this episode. Remember, savor the moment, be happy, and pursue your passions. See you next episode.